Yep. Two trailer park girls go around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Two trailer park girls go around the outside. Chicka chicka boom boom. Today is a day of reckoning.
Huh?
For Jordan Verney.
Why?
Because you're going to have to come meet your maker.
What?
You're meeting your maker today on the podcast.
Who's that? Is someone coming?
Yep.
Who? Mackie?
Mackie Films.
Maggie's not coming. He's working.
Mackie blew us off.
Blew us off.
But welcome to the Fully Nuking podcast. Today's episode is pretty interesting.
I never like the way I look in the podcast, so I have to
You got to get ready.
rearrange my life because I usually just look like really large.
And in charge, though. So today's episode is pretty cool. We just got back from England. And today we're going to be probably talking about some stuff that won't even have been out on the vlog yet. So
You think?
good times. Good times ahead.
Good times ahead.
Fast times at Ridgemont High.
Love that for us. Coffee didn't kick in yet. This podcast is not sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
But it is sponsored by Aloha CBD. Check them out. CBD-aloha.com, Ben20.
That's good. I mean,
Get some CBD if you're into it. If you're dreaming of it, if you're liking it, it helps with your ailments, could help you sleep. I am not a doctor.
this is not. What is it when they say
This is not financial advice.
Yeah. That's so dumb that they have to say that because at the end of the day,
At the end of the day, it is financial advice.
It is. And also if you're listening to somebody online talk about what socks you should buy, then that is on you if you fail.
It might not be good financial advice, but it is financial advice.
Facts.
And I agree with you. It is on you if you
yeah, if you're listening, why and then people get mad at these people that say I know when Dave Portnoy used to do the penny trading,
the day trading,
and people would get mad, and it was wait, you're just listening to a random guy he's smart, but you don't, you're just listening to him, and then you don't have as much money as him, so he doesn't care.
Yeah. So
I think first we should talk about accents.
What's the thing we usually do when we come back from trips? Good and bad?
They're good and bad.
What did we call it, though?
Highs and lows.
Highs and lows.
Thorns and
highs and lows of the trip.
It's the rose and the thorn.
What was your rose of the trip?
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, remember we did that in Puerto Rico?
Okay, before we talk about accents.
And my thorn was foil boarding and everyone was concerned. And I was like, no, guys, I like it.
Okay.
It just wasn't as good as it was last year.
All right, so my rose of the trip was...
So we just recently got back from England. The English countryside.
We were all over the country. I'm going to do a broad one.
How broad?
Meeting all the nice people.
Wow. That was your thorn?
No. Oh, I thought we were on rose.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that was my rose. Because I want to say, we have been on a lot of trips.
And you just went to England thinking everyone was just going to be a jerk.
No, but we have been on a lot of trips, and I will say that the British people are the nicest people I've ever met in my life. We had sat and talked for hours. Every night after the wave pool, we would sit there, and it was 8 o'clock, because that's when you get done your session. From 8 to 10:30, we would just sit there and talk to these people, and it was just amazing.
Shut the water park down.
Every time they would tell us,
days in
you
a
guys
row.
have to leave, you guys have to leave.
We were just chatting.
And I just met the most lovely, as they would say, people. And I don't know, it was just, I've kept telling Ben that this is the difference between us going on trips and then maybe the normal go to your London tourist spots and then go home. We really learned about the culture and the people of England and the UK. So it was cool, really cool.
We got to dive super deep because it's actually, we spoke about this when we were kind of reminiscing about the trip, or we were kind of looking back over the trip. But I was saying we're so lucky because I'm a surfer and I do what I do, the novelties and stuff. We get to meet, we met the Muddy crew, the Muddy brothers, when we went and I surfed the Severn Bore, and it's dude, that slice of culture, you can't get that. You couldn't pay for that.
No.
It was amazing.
I mean, going to have fish and chips with Dan from Wales.
That was amazing.
And you just ask them so many questions, and they're doing things too that they're like, oh no, I don't really do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like they're living kind of through us seeing England and the UK for the first time, so
Well,
it's
like-
pretty cool.
Like a lot of people will say like, oh, I don't even do this and I'm from here. But then like they get to do it, we get to do it, and it's
And they're
cool.
teaching us and we're learning and they're asking us questions. So that was definitely my rose. Like a lot of cool things happened, but it was just meeting everybody. And how about you, Ben? Your rose.
Still recovering. That was a tiring trip.
Lots of driving.
Yeah, you know, I since you already took it, I can't claim meeting everybody, but I want to say that was a really special trip. Mm-hmm. It was so much deeper and more meaningful than I thought it was going to be, and I can say that this trip is one of those times when I'm like, wow. Sometimes I can't find appreciation for myself, and I really struggle with that. And I struggle with like giving myself credit. Mm-hmm. But I was able this trip to be like, you know what? I'm pretty darn good at what I do, because I'm not the best surfer in the world, but just the fact that we go out there and I have this plan and I execute this plan to perfection. We drove the entirety of freaking England.
Oh god, this guy got me driving
to make it happen. But I was like, I want to surf Cornwall. Like, I want to take Jordan to London, surf Cornwall, go to Snowdonia, go to the Severn Bore, then end up at the Bristol Wave Pool and have like 2 relaxing days before we leave. And we nailed it.
Yeah.
And sometimes like midway through, I'm like, there's no way we're making it.
Yeah.
Like when we were going to wake up at 4 a.m. to go surf the Severn Bore, and I didn't know what to expect with the Muddy Crew. They could have been sketchy characters. I don't know. I'm just talking to people on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I get a number on WhatsApp and I just hit them up.
And they were the coolest people ever.
They were the nicest people ever. But like, I was just like, well, there's like no way we're pulling this off. Even driving to Snowdonia, showing up at Snowdonia, them not knowing who I was.
Yeah.
Nobody from the management was there. Like crazy stuff. But when you look back, it's like, wow, we really just did that. We pulled it off. So thanks to you too, Jordan.
Wow,
that was amazing.
The appreciation post for me.
Well, big appreciation for Jordan getting up at 4 a.m. because the Severn Bore was the cherry on top.
That was Ben's stoke factor.
That was my
So
rose.
excited. That was his rose.
Muddy Crew. That was my rose.
They're so good.
Legends.
I'm telling you, the people were just great.
Yeah.
And then my thorn was UK traffic. Horrible. Horrible.
It was gnarly. It was gnarly.
It was really gnarly. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't understand it because I was like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like that many people. I don't know. When we were in Portugal, like we never hit traffic once.
Not once.
And it was like the holiday season, and we were in like Lisbon, like the most busy city there, and we went up and down the coast and never hit traffic. So I think the traffic was my thwart, because I think we would have.
Are you yawning? Is that why I'm yawning?
I think we would. I always yawn when I do the podcast. I think we would have seen more if we had no traffic. Sorry, I gotta stop yawning.
How weird is life, though?
You yawn, I yawn. Weird.
No, we left London with the goal of getting to Cornwall. We go to Cornwall. We pick a random beach, completely random. We roll down to the beach, and we run into a family from Scarborough.
Yeah.
8 hours away.
That's sick.
Who happen to work at a surf shop that sells my boards. And that I know of the surf shop, Secret Spot Surf Shop. And we just rolled up to the beach, and there was a little wave. Even though it said it was going to be flat, there was a knee-high wave. We went out, surfed. Jordan got the best wave of her life. But we put ourselves out there, and I just feel like we were blessed with that experience.
That's nice.
You know? Mm-hmm. And it's weird because a lot of people were messaging me going, oh, man, you got lucky. That's the only spot that there would have been waves. Like, wow. Okay.
That's sick. I mean, yeah, it was cool there.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
So let's start from the beginning.
Let's take it back.
Ben surprised me with fancy seats.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't forget about that because that was cool. But
I see that credit card statement.
Ben surprised me with the lay flat seat. So,
can I tell you a story real quick about the credit card?
No, with that fake credit card statement that you sent me.
That wasn't fake.
He sent me a credit card statement acting like I was their cause of this. I'm never the cause of our credit card statements.
Listen. So I bought the tickets to England, and then I bought the upgrades, and then I paid the credit card off.
Okay, cool.
Because I was like, yo, I don't want to have this. So
Looming.
little did I know that those tickets weren't even on the statement that I paid off. So then when I got the statement when we got home,
You're
I was like,
tripping out. Like, where's this
I was
money?
like, oh my God. It's
Yeah.
like twice the amount of what I thought it was going to be.
Eh.
And I went back and saw, I had to call.
You be paying your credit card quick.
You be paying.
Because, like, I'm sorry, but, like, you're like, oh, I just paid their credit card. And, like, a week later, he's like, I paid it again. I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
I pretty
don't
much
you pay
paid every week.
Yeah, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then you had okay, so he sent me a credit card statement.
Remember?
But what was that? That was not my fault. Like, I don't buy stuff on your credit card.
Remember do you remember
No.
the month that I missed the credit cards and the mortgage?
And
I
yelled
was
it.
freaking out.
Yeah, and yelled at me. Guys, blaming me for it. And then I put it in my phone as every first of the month he pays the bills. And then I told him the other day, I was like, did you pay the bill? And he was like, you're late. I was like, I thought you paid it on the first of the month. This guy pays his bills like 2 weeks early. That's fine. You can do whatever. But like, I'm just going to pay it the first of the month when you're supposed to pay it.
If I pay the first of the month, it won't get in till the second of the month. I feel like it's late.
Ben, people literally don't pay their bills for months.
I don't
This
know.
guy's so concerned about paying bills. I'm like, they don't deserve our money. Just
This is
let
a
it
big
go.
sidetrack, but
It's
one
not.
of
'Cause
my
this is probably so many married couples fight about this.
one of my
probably.
thorns in life is that I used to pay people who worked for us.
We're not even going to get into this.
I used to pay like all or most of the money up front. Learn my lesson.
Honestly, that still like could boil my blood.
Now,
Blood boil- what's it
now I'm
called,
like,
Ben?
no. The work has to be completely
Ben,
done.
what is it?
Yeah, boil your blood. Yeah,
Oh, I can just feel it inside.
And
He
then-
would write checks, full checks,
because I tried to be nice.
$10,000.
No, Jordan, stop.
I'll
I
tell
tried
him,
to be nice.
$10,000, and it would be the job wouldn't even be
It's
done.
still not done.
And like, I'm sorry, but
We-
like, this is how you have to think about it. If they have to buy something, they should have enough capital to be buying something to put it in. Because he could buy it and break it. You know, anything. Like,
Yeah.
he could buy it and install it and break it. And then it's like, that's not on me, that's on you. So everything has to be on them because they have to feel like they have to do it perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
just
let's
like,
think about when, like, let's say when I work for Red Bull.
yeah.
It takes me forever to get paid.
Exactly. As it should be.
Like a normal job.
It's a normal job.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Because think about the guy who painted the house. He went and bought the paint. I told him what to do. He painted the house.
He's still technically, well, I mean, we gave the money, but he didn't get it yet, really.
Yeah, exactly. Because his job wasn't complete until we saw everything done.
Yeah.
So thank
It's
God
true,
you know
it's
this
true.
now.
It's true.
The anxiety.
Being nice gets you sometimes.
I always thought about that. I
It
said,
gets you.
I think you're too nice.
It'll get you.
It will, but like, I guess in the long run it's better, but then maybe not because I feel like most people that are successful, what person in that is successful?
Hang on, though.
No, but who is a nice person?
Listen,
I just want to know.
I haven't changed my ways of niceness.
No, I know you're a great person.
I've only changed my tactics because I'm still nice, but I just say, so like I'm a big surface person, I believe. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, all right, yo, this is the issue that I have. No issues, promise you, no hard feelings. Like, this is the issue. We can talk about it. We can ignore it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you know that this is the problem. And that's kind of how I deal with my relationships. I don't like to like sit on things and not, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I was listening. I was thinking about how tired I am. But no, I just wonder, like, in life, who has been a good person and been successful, like a famous person.
Casey Neistat? Or is he not the level that you're
I'm not thinking about that level.
he's not high enough on, like, you're thinking of like a big timer. Mm-hmm. How tired are you?
Tired. I'm just thinking about, like, I just think in anything. Like,
Well,
I don't
like-
really know anybody. Like, what celebrity is like super nice? Or like what person that like invented something?
Who have we met that we were like,
I'm just saying all around. Like, they could be nice to us, but it doesn't matter. Like, I just don't know. I just think when we live in a screwed up society where like the bigger of an asshole you are,
the further you get?
the further you get in life.
But
Because everyone I know or I hear stories, like, I always like, okay, think about Ellen DeGeneres. Horrible, horrible person. Everyone says she's a horrible person. She made it to the top. Okay. And then
For
you
sure.
got like someone like Dave Portnoy. Could have been nice at one point, but I think he's pretty much a jerk, you know, in life. Probably has an ego. And he's at the top of the top. I just feel like it's so messed up, the society we live in, because it's like, are they demanding respect? And that's kind of where I don't know.
Well, it's okay. I see what you're saying. Like so
you
if you act a certain way to get, and it helps you get places, like it's kind of like the thing that we were just talking about. Like, and I've been like this before, like where I felt like I got cheated in a situation. And then the next time I came about a situation, I was very forward and I was like, no, I'm not doing the work. I need this much or it's not happening. And I've gotten it. But for some reason with me, that doesn't make me cocky. It doesn't make me like, oh, now I'm worth this much.
No, I don't think it should.
But with certain people, maybe as they get further and further along and they do that over and over and over, maybe
that's why I think
it hardens them.
Their level is like adjusted where it's like, are you going to go somewhere that they don't offer you X, Y, and Z, but the place over here offers you X, Y, and Z, so you'll go to that one. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like,
what kind of places?
Just anything. Like when you have a job.
Yeah.
Like there's 2 jobs in front of you, and one's like your buddy, and the other one's a company. And this company, I don't know. Like I feel like a year ago you might go with your buddy even though he's paying you $100, where maybe a jerk person that's trying to that will get ahead
will always go with like
will always just be like, sorry.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just really wish always look at it.
What I can say is about just personally.
Ow.
You're right there.
No.
I can say personally, I have always made decisions for myself.
Yeah.
And I have made a couple decisions in my life where I was doing something for money, but I've always like that toothpaste commercial I did like 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, but I'm
still mad about it though.
I know, but that's something that I never want you to do.
I don't like doing that. But that's why you've never seen an ad on my Instagram in 6 years.
No. I feel like if the ad makes sense, like if Ben is
like the first ad I did since that toothpaste commercial was for Shark Week. Something I believe in.
Yeah, you're so cool.
Yeah.
I did that ad too, guys. Did I get paid?
Yes, today you did. How much you get paid?
Finally.
$300 cash.
That's my level, guys.
Come on now.
All right, so I digress from that. Okay, anyways. So, we came home from London and we went to London, and Ben surprised me with super, super fancy first class, like above first class tickets where you like lay down the
United Polaris.
Yeah, so you lay down the whole flight. First off, you walk into the terminal and you get to go to like a fancy lounge, and they have like free food and free coffee and drinks and comfy seats, and it's wild. And then you get on the plane and you're on this plane and it's like a full-blown bed, and it's like you get blankets and pillows and face cream, and the bathroom, guys, this is the most impressive part. The bathroom in first class, first off, it's clean. They give you hand lotion. They give you face mist to refresh yourself. Like, it's like you get treated so differently, but it's so crazy to me because, like, why can't they just give you a little extra in economy? Like, they really make you feel like you're bottom of the barrel back there. It's not right.
What I can say is something that I didn't know. They don't actually want you to go up to the first class bathroom if you're in economy. But this time I saw they were drawing the drapes. So, like, if you were in first class, you were, like, allowed in front of the drapes to the bathroom.
I think in the first class part. Because then we got upgraded on the way home, which was really, really nice. And, like, shout out, get a United or get a credit card that goes with an airline. That is my big tip for today, because
we could go so deep on this.
That is one of the best things Ben has done, is bought a United credit card and used that credit card to buy our tickets. Only fly United, free luggage. We got an upgrade. It's just great.
Well, we fly Delta and United. And then if I have, like, I flew
you
front.
Fly Delta?
Yeah.
I haven't flew Delta in so long. So.
You flew Delta 1 to California.
I know, but I don't like Delta.
If you're flying to LA or San Diego, it's Delta.
We don't have Delta near us. It's not Delta. It's United. Delta doesn't work for us because the only hub of Delta is Atlanta.
But I have the Delta card.
And that's why I told you it was stupid to get the Delta.
And we've flown Delta a couple times.
But guess where we had to fly to?
Atlanta.
Exactly.
ATL.
So you have to fly an hour and a half to 2 hours down south to fly across the country. It's silly. Like, no, now he's yawning.
Listen.
I'm telling you.
So,
anyway,
other than that, moving on. We have the United card.
Okay. Go.
The card's expensive. It's $500 a year.
Is it that expensive?
But listen,
My God.
you don't notice it. You know why?
Why? The points you get back?
The amount of freaking check bags. We get 2 free check bags. So there's been times, most recently, you, me, and someone else, 2 bags each.
Yeah.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. $180 worth of bags, plus a board bag, free.
I get that, but then when you think about it, it's like...
That's one flight.
For the normal person, though?
It's not for everybody.
Not worth it, because I didn't know you spend that much money on the credit card. Because think about it. If I'm spending $500 on a credit card, I could just put $500 towards my bags, and it's like the same. Because I fly... the card just randomly got full, and then it lost about, I would say, 5 to 7 minutes of the last thing we were recording. So, as I was saying, we got to London at night. The morning time, we woke up. We had one day in London. And I don't want to really go through it because you can watch the vlog and it goes through all this. So I don't want to be like step by step. But I will say that we learned how to use the tube, aka the underground. Ben was saying that we literally, one part of their underground is so far underground. It was 86 feet. 86 feet underground. And it's pretty gnarly. You take these like really big escalators all the way down, and it's totally trippy. And I was like bugging out that I was gonna like fall and then like tumble down. But we did that, and then we enjoyed London for the day. I had like 4 or 5 things that I wanted to do, and we pretty much did every single thing except drinking my coffee. Except see.
We didn't go in the London Eye.
I didn't want to do the London Eye.
Oh,
that's what freaks me out. I don't want to be on that. I didn't get to see the London Bridge.
Oh,
that's the one thing I want. I wanted to drive over the London Bridge, but it was cool.
We did get in a couple lines that we got out of. They were a little intense.
Yeah, because your mom said that we could have bought a ticket to Westminster in line.
Yeah, I think you can buy it online.
Like in line.
In line, online.
Yeah, but we didn't see the Westminster inside, but we did see outside, and I was
Westminster Abbey.
And I was seeing a lot of. I talked to the local people, and they were like, "That's all people do, anyways. We just go to the outside. You don't need to see the inside."
So, we did end up taking a train or a tube ride. So we met up with the 30-year-old Grom.
Yeah.
Who, once again, another wild card that just ended up being such a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like, what an awesome guy, honestly. Super smart dude.
Mm-hmm.
Into some interesting stuff. And
it's all wet.
He's stoked. I like people that I've inspired to become stoked.
Yes.
And they're very clear about that I've inspired them. And then they bring it back and actually inspire me.
Wait.
So it's special because then I'm just like, wow. Like, first of all, I can't let this guy down. I got to stay stoked. And not only that, the amount of stoke that I've given him, that makes me stoked. So I just keep moving forward because of that and become more positive. And that's awesome. And positivity is not a gift. It is a full-time job. I'll say that. Staying positive is not something that just comes to you. You have to work at it. And you have to make that conscious decision to be like, you know what? No, I'm going this way. Anyway, we got on the tube with him. Mm-hmm. He was celebrating Hawaiian Shirt Friday. Jordan ended up buying a sick Hawaiian shirt, and then we went for a walk, and we ended up in...
We went to Notting Hill. I just wanted to see it because of the movie, and kind of it looked cool. There's really cool houses, and then we ended up just keep walking, and I guess past Notting Hill is like another little like trendy town, and there's like some shops. And then we ended up so far that we were kind of getting to like a sketchy neighborhood. But I will say that we learned a lot about sketchy things in London. Might have more sketchy places, but in the country, in UK, the whole country, we've learned it's a very, very safe place. So that was kind of cool because we don't get that here. Like, you can drive 10 minutes down the road and you wouldn't want to be there at night alone. Ben's playing footsies with me. It's inappropriate for the podcast.
They can't see it.
They can.
Yeah, so I guess apparently like their bad neighborhoods aren't nearly as bad as ours.
No. And I guess it's because they don't have like weapons and stuff. I don't know. But it is kind of gnarly because like I would ask the people, I'd be like, okay, well, is it safe to go there? Like, how about like, because with this one night we had to drive from Cornwall to like a random place. And then from
Snowdonia.
Snowdonia, and I was like, can we stop along the way? Like, off the side of the road and find a hotel. And like there was no question in their mind.
I was kind of looking at her like, what?
Yeah, like I question things because like again, once we got our car broken into.
Yeah, in Massachusetts.
And like you think like, oh, Massachusetts, it's like here, but like no, we were literally we were 20 minutes outside of the city of Salem, and it was like, we got robbed.
But it was like a nice hotel, but the area was like sketch.
Yeah, and like our car got literally robbed.
That's my fault though.
Why?
I used to keep my cash for my tolls underneath the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And like you can't really see it unless you have to look up and over and down, but they were clearly just looking in every car.
Oh yeah.
And they broke our window for $7.
And they didn't steal my Gucci boots. You guys messed up. But they took our 2 Sector 9 skateboards.
That was kind of cool though. Get the boards out on the streets promoting.
Oh yeah, just so cool. Really just cool. But they didn't take my boots and they didn't take my real leather jacket, which would have been so sad because my dad bought me for that. So I would have been really sad.
So I always wondered how I'd feel after like if I ever got robbed.
We did, and I hated it. It was so sketchy. I wanted to go home.
Yeah, it makes you kind of weird feeling. But I didn't feel as
I felt violated.
I didn't feel as violated as I thought I would.
Okay, well let's not announce that.
Can I tell you this?
Calm down.
One time when I was a kid, I was biking down the street in Margate, and this guy walked up to me, grabbed the handlebars, and he said, "That's my bike." And I was like, "No, it's not. What do you mean? This is my bike." And he's like, "Nah, this is my bike."
Did he take it from you?
Yeah, he took it. He was like 15 years older than me. I was probably 12. He was probably like almost 30 years old.
Ooh.
And then he was riding around in circles going, "Man, so glad I got my bike back." And I was just like, "Oh, I guess I just got my bike jacked. Is that how that feels?" And then I remember walking home being like, and Bill or Paul, someone was with me and they're like, "Oh, it sucks." And I was like, honestly, I don't even care. But
yeah, but you're very
it was weird.
No, you're weird.
No, I felt bad for the guy. That's creepy. You have to steal a 12-year-old kid's bike?
Yeah, but if you were having these realizations at 12, you should have been in Mensa, like at Harvard.
What's that?
Like a Mensa, like you're like the most smart you can possibly be.
No,
ever.
I wasn't smart. I don't think I'm intelligent.
No, I'm saying like if you were really thinking those like thoughts in your mind, like I feel so bad for that man.
I don't think I'm intelligent. I think I'm emotionally.
I'm saying though.
For some reason,
I would have been crying.
I always feel bad for people, even when they're attacking me.
See, I don't feel bad for people. Nope. If they're attacking me, it's. I think it's an easy way to when somebody is being mean to you, it's an easy way for you not to feel how mean people are actually. Like,
yeah, but why do I have to care?
No, you don't. It's good for you. I just feel like you always are like, oh, if someone's mean to you, let them have their moment. Let them be mean, and you could be the bigger person and not be mean anymore. Or not.
All right. Not that like you have to follow this, but like one of the main things that I remembered from the Bible, Jesus says, if someone wants to strike you in the face, turn them the other cheek. If they want to punch you, you just give them the other side. Go ahead, punch me. Punch both sides. Yeah, what do I care? Why does that affect me?
I don't agree.
Now,
with that. Sorry, Bible.
But
because I just feel like if you let people do that, then they always do that. There's that too.
But people don't really.
No, because you're Ben Gravy. They're not going to do that to you. But you're Ben Gravy. Jay Verney is not Ben Gravy. Jay Verney.
Yeah, but Jay Verney doesn't. No one.
I'm just saying in general, like everybody can't live like that because everybody is not who you are. So like people might have to defend themselves or feel a type of way because.
Well, I mean, I don't not defend myself.
Well, the guy who stole your bike was wrong.
But I was also 12, and if I tried to do anything, he would have beat me up.
No, yeah, but I'm saying like I can't believe you're like thinking like that as a kid. I would have been crying, calling my mom.
But there's also like me putting my foot down, like modern day.
Yeah.
Somebody crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
I say no. Listen, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're. A good
but
person.
I also feel bad for them.
Yeah, I think it's so crazy though. I haven't gotten to that spiritual level yet where I feel bad for people sometimes.
Because I can tell someone that they're up and still feel bad for them. I can be like, look, get out of my face. Like I'm not dealing with this, but I still inside I'm like, man, that sucks for them.
Well, like on Instagram, I'll feel bad for people if they're being mean.
Yeah.
But like if it's a person that like is like. Person like for like I don't know that I know or like a story like I don't feel bad for everybody that's mean because people don't always deserve.
No, that's true. It's obviously a case by case basis.
Yeah,
that's kind of how life is.
Because if you're mean on Instagram, you're mean.
Well, if you spend your time going on Instagram, if you spend your time going on Instagram being mean, you're really damaged.
I know
you're hurting inside.
Sad. That's why I just
Because
don't
like
do that.
Instagram's weird. Like, it's funny when people try to be tough on Instagram or try to be badass on Instagram because they're really showing their cards and they don't realize that they're showing how insecure they are.
Yeah.
And it's really embarrassing. And it's like, wow. Because even if you win an Instagram battle,
Well, no one ever wins.
what are you winning?
That's what I mean. No one ever wins.
Like,
on
you
Instagram.
have an opinion about someone else's life, and you want to be right about that opinion. Like, what? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But back to travel, we can make this full circle. I think by traveling and seeing other parts of the world, like literally the world, not just like our country, like our world,
expands your mind.
expands your mind, and it is easier to forgive and forget, and be like, there's so much more going on in this world than just like our little city in New Jersey, or like the surf industry, or surf vlogs. Like, there's so much more that's more important.
Now we're getting to like a level that I like.
Oh god,
because people like to compartmentalize things. They like to put things in boxes. They like to define things, and they like to have an understanding of what's happening.
Yes.
So if people can put their horse blinders on, think that they're right all the time, and put things in boxes, they'll go through their life feeling good about themselves.
Yeah.
When in reality, nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
We're just out here all floating around.
Facts.
We're stardust. And you do understand that because you go to England and you see these people have full-blown lives here. And then you come home and you see, like, we were driving through town and we were like, whoa, this is just different.
Like, life is,
You see things from a different perspective.
Well, and I think when you go to, you don't really get it in our country. Like, not to say like, oh, we've been all these places, but like, you don't really see the appreciation for life, I feel like, here, because like, I don't know, the people that we live around, at least, I don't know, it's a different world here. People aren't that nice. They're kind of like,
it depends.
Yeah. But I don't know.
For the most part, the summer here can be pretty gnarly.
It's pretty brutal.
People are pretty like.
It's pretty like.
Everyone's close quarters.
Yeah.
People can be uptight. It gets kind of nuts.
I don't know. I just feel like, once you travel and you see things.
The parking wars.
There's a lot of parking wars.
There's so many parking wars.
Yeah. Like in both of our houses, there's parking.
Every house I've ever lived in, there's been
like, that's why you need like your own 2-car driveway with a garage. Like, if you don't have that down the shore, you are literally going to fight with someone over parking. It's so crazy. But I don't know. I just feel like when you do travel and when we do get to see other parts of the world, it brings back our, I don't know, kind of appreciation for.
Yeah, well, you do. You start to appreciate, and you become humbled because you see how small you are.
Yes,
and you
realize, I'm like,
oh,
God, we are,
because
in comparison to life, I think a lot of people that
big fish, big pond, big head.
Big fish, little pond, big head.
Sorry. Yeah. Big fish, little pond, big head.
Oh, the amount of big guys. Well, most unattractive thing is a big ego, and I know it probably would be difficult to think that like Ben or me or somebody, like, we've gotten that a lot in England. Like, a lot of the local people would be like, we didn't know how you were gonna be. Like, we didn't know if you guys were gonna be like, hey, now leave me alone. Like, say hi, how are you, and then leave me. The one guy, he actually like stopped me and said like, you have a fan for life. I never ever expected you and Ben to just be this down to earth. And I'm like, down to earth? Like, I've never even thought I could be not down to earth. Like, that's never even crossed my mind.
Like, why would I? Well, I would always. Ever since I started doing what I'm doing, I'm just like, why would I be different?
Yeah,
why would I be special? Why would I matter? It's not.
No, because because I look at, again, there's people that are doing way crazier things and doing all these things, and like, maybe they're not down to earth, but I will hopefully never not be down to earth.
I feel as though I've been lucky. We've both been lucky to receive the things that we've received from the world just in this lifetime, just living this life. And I think just appreciation and gratitude is a huge deal. And just entering into this occupation with good perspective already is important.
What I think, I guess, is it maybe I think about life like when good things happen, I'm so excited or stoked. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, say somebody, like we go to an event and they have like free coffee and like free desserts or something like stupid. Like let's just put an example. I'm just like Instagramming like this is the coolest thing ever. Like oh my god, they like hooked it up. Or like oh we're at like the beach and there's like people with your boards. Like all that stuff still excites me. And I think the day that those things don't excite me and the little things don't excite me, that's when you have to check yourself and be like, damn, am I full of myself that I expect certain people or certain things to be because of who you are.
I think it's still so special.
Everything I've ever seen
buys my board.
Exactly, Sam.
It's so crazy because they could buy anything.
Exactly. So
anything at all
that kind of stuff. Like I'm still so excited about the littlest little thing. Like I don't know. Like someone could give us a little like book with our like a pen, and I'm just like, wow, can you believe this? They gave us this stuff. Like I'm so one of those. Like I'll take your pen.
It's pretty cool. It was really cool to go to England and see that people were really stoked that we were there. It was an honor.
Yeah.
It always is. It's just like, wow.
And it was the first trip I came back like wanting to tell people about.
I had a really good experience because for once in our life, you 100% understood what I go through, because when I come back from trips, I have this perspective.
Oh, yeah.
And for the first time ever, I think you had a complete trip where you felt what I feel. And that was really special for me.
Yeah.
To have you come back as stoked as I am. And every single time that I go somewhere, I come back feeling like, wow, it's so amazing how big the world is.
Yeah.
And then it's so amazing that there's people out there that I can relate to 7,000 miles away, 5,000 miles away. And I think you finally had a trip where you experienced what I experience when I go away. And it was really cool to share with you.
Thanks. It was cool. But let's not be so serious. Let's talk about the food, because
the food was...
I had quite a lot of Brits be very concerned with when I said on the last podcast.
You said that you weren't going to like the food.
Because I don't know. I just heard that. But...
And what... above or below expectations?
Well above.
Well above.
Well above. So I thought the expectation was at like a let's say like a -1. And I will say that my top meal was like a 10 out of 10.
The fish and chips.
Yeah, and then that
Wales.
fancy restaurant, the bread was
the Ivy.
My god, was so good.
Okay.
Still thinking about it.
What did I get there? Lobster?
You got lobster, macaroni.
I get lobster now. Maybe I am full of myself.
Oh, this guy. He's like, I was like, Ben, they have lobster and spaghetti, and he's like, I'll take that. Like, ew. Missy said something on the menu. I'm like, but they're like,
I'll have 31 pounds.
I'll have the chicken. The chicken's like $15.
You know, I used to order food I used to order food. This is maybe
he doesn't know how to order food.
I used to order the cheapest thing on the menu everywhere I went, no matter what.
Yeah, but why?
But now I order what I want.
Exactly, and enjoy it.
And so maybe I'm finally allowing myself to appreciate, to live a little bit.
You are living a little because you did buy his first class ticket, so you're living. But that's like where it is. It's like we're doing stuff for fun, like for us, because it's like for once, like let's just enjoy it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I have been on a tear for the past 5 years of my life, 6 years of my life on a work tear. There is no point in time when I'm not at red alert. There is no point in time when I am not grinding.
I don't know how you do
There's
that.
no point in time when I'm not thinking about the next idea, working towards something, this, that, this. This year, with this knee injury and stuff, finally the first time that I was like, you know what? I need to chill.
Facts.
So that's what I've been doing.
Good job.
I've been balanced. I have a work-life balance for the first time since I got sober. I believe that I have a work-life balance. And
that's true.
We are still in the midst of an absolute hurricane right now. We're getting audited. Our houses are getting worked on.
But we're almost back.
And we're still working on all the daily stuff that we have to do. But I think...
yeah. I was like thinking about this today, and I was like, because I just get so overwhelmed and stressed, and I put on like a face, but like my way to deal with stress and overwhelmingness is like just like push it all away. And I'm just like, okay, I'll deal with it tomorrow, which isn't the best because like I know it's like stressful for Ben or whatever, but it's so difficult. Like we have literally like we might be like living the dream in some aspects, but in other aspects like our life is hectic.
Well, right now for sure. Like when we're away
Yeah.
or we're going to film something, usually I have all my boxes checked and everything at home feels at least good for now so that we can go away, really enjoy it, film, get the good footage, really experience it, share the experience, all that. But yeah, there's certain points when you definitely wouldn't want to be doing this for a living.
No, but food is good.
Oh yeah,
Fish and chips are amazing. We had cream tea. So if you guys don't know, cream tea is what we call in the States high tea or like afternoon tea. Like you would think like tea and crumpets in your pinky up.
Crumpets?
Crumpets.
I thought they were called crimpets.
Crimpets is like a tasty cake bump.
Oh.
Crumpets is like a scone, I guess.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we had the best high
Scone
tea.
doggy dog.
It was our cream tea. It was so amazing.
That was a good afternoon.
It was so nice and relaxing. We saw the castle where King Henry VIII lived.
Henry VIII.
And we literally had tea in one of his parlors, I guess.
I am going to give myself a lot of credit for the England trip. Usually when you make me go sightseeing, I am so tired. I can't even handle myself. Mm-hmm. England, I was killing it. Not even that
maybe
tired.
Because you're actually interested in England.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I kept saying it's being in a country that we learn so much about in school.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
It's interesting because we're like, oh, we know all these things. We're like, I don't know if you go to freaking, I don't know. We don't learn anything. Like, I really want to go to Italy. Well, I've never learned anything about Italy in my whole life, except what I've learned from home. But you don't learn that in history, so you don't know anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, what am I really looking at? I know that they did the Romans. I guess I learned a little bit about Italy, like Colosseum and stuff. But
was that in Italy? Oh, Rome.
Rome.
Oh, wow.
Like Rome, we learned about it, and Mount Vesuvius, where all those people died, and those people were like stopped in their tracks with lava.
Is that the Bastille song?
Yes.
Was that Mount Vesuvius?
Mm-hmm. Those people literally just like were like walking.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's so sad.
Dude, we learned a lot about Rome. Where they had
so I was wrong with that.
They had their kingdom for 3,000 years or whatever.
Rome was the spot.
Rome was one of the most legendary, powerful empires ever.
Yeah, but so the food was amazing. I will not ever say it's not. So if you guys are going there, you actually will really enjoy your food. It's a lot of fried food, though. I will say, like I will say there's a lot of fried food, but
yeah,
I'm not complaining.
I think the fish and all right. I think the fish and chips in Wales was the best meal of the trip.
Clearly, there's a problem with our camera because we had to switch to iPhone. We have to end the podcast here because of technical difficulties.
This is the first ever technical difficulties.
Sorry, guys. But
so we're going to come back next week with a freshie. And hope you guys enjoyed this, though. We did touch on a lot of the stuff we wanted to talk about. Didn't get everything talked about. Next week, we're going to bring it again. Fully Nuking Podcast. Keep dreaming it. Bye. Thank you.